Now, the rest of the story.
I can turn the light on, but that's a little excessive, isn't it? The LED light for the dome for the win. $1.99 off some rando, oh, probably identity stealing site, but heck, at least I got a cool LED out of it. So, harvest drags on. It's what it feels like. But here's my problem. Of course, I got a lot of things in my head. Best yields of my life, or my farming career up to this point. So it's kind of hard to be too annoyed that harvest drags on. So that's about the biggest issue. The corn is getting too dry. I'm balancing around 15%, which is dry. But that is a good bad thing depending on what kind of person you are, because the amount of shelling and grain damage I'm seeing is really starting to annoy, and I can't help it. I've tried every sort of combination of settings, and she's gonna do what she's gonna do, I'm afraid. And I'm not even sure if this is where I need to go, but I think we're gonna run with it. We're filling, oh, okay. The carts are about full. We're filling the semi for morning, and then tomorrow really should be the last day of harvest for 2022. So after you get done seeing the harvest videos from me, you're probably going to see, I don't want to say a flurry of videos, because I'm not entirely sure how much I'm committed to trying to keep up with this stuff in the upcoming week or so. Because I got a lot of stuff in my life that's about to go down in rapid succession, and I'm off a row. Like I said, I'd cuss the planter operator out, but I hear he's quite the jerk. Oh, that's not my fault. That's the combine operator's fault. Alright, let's see here. I'd cuss the combine operator out, but I hear he's quite the jerk. And I don't know if that's where I need to be either, though. I'm just gonna run with it. If I'm off the row, I'm off row. I'm off the row. Gosh dang it. So the corn, for being as late season it is, looks wicked awesome. It's got fungicide. It's got some awesome hybrid traits to it. This is Brevant, and for the amount of leaves and everything it has on it, the plant, you can pretty well guess, assume. You know what they say, when you assume, you're always right. The plant health is awesome, which the yields, when I got into this stuff, really started to show on the monitors, so I'm grateful for that. Even the ugly looking stuff on the corn was doing quite well. I mean, I've seen a fair amount that was closer to 300 than it was 200 bushels to the acre. But it just seems like we're here forever. And factoring in the fact that it has to go to the elevator, I don't have storage on the farm. If I'm at a current point in my career where a bin would be awesome, but I feel like I'd only get the use out of a bin just for the convenience of being able to deliver and it can haul directly to our bin, and then I'd be hauling back out of it almost immediately, which just the convenience of being able to speed along harvest would be nice. But I'll be looking at planting a few more, not entirely, shorter day hybrids next year. And I look for that planter to really awe and impress me, I should say, because I'd like to see more harvested in October. Granted, basis and everything being what it was in October made it really hard to get excited for moving anything in October. But what we're dealing with here, because the stuff is so dry at this point, is on any of the hills, the grain wants to run out the wagons, like it levels itself. So there's no heaping it or mounding it. And where we're loading the truck is, it's flat, it's on the level, and Ryan can at least pull into the field here. So what I'm doing what I don't like to do, and I don't want to say I'm using the combine as a grain cart. I'm actually just trying to time it, because I have a bunch of these rows that I end up about 500 feet from where the carts are sitting, and then I can go and actually top off the carts really well. So Ryan he hasn't left with a load under 1,000 bushels yet, but because the moisture is where it's at, he's not hauling as much water, and he's still like 5,000 pounds under his load limit. But we're not really willing to press our luck and try to guesstimate how many more bushels we need to dump on for full loads. But it looks like we'll be done tomorrow. I hate saying that too loud, but there's just so many other things that I'd like to get done, and I want to do it in relatively short order. First order of business is we're gonna run up and get my 76 tomorrow. I hope. I just called it closed tonight, and they said they were putting oil back in it, so that doesn't exactly mean come and get it, but I'd surely like to go get it. I feel lost without it. And then with the 76 back, it is a low-key concern on my end, depending if they're calling for rain the day after tomorrow. I might just be ornery about it and go cut stalks all night, hopefully get enough cut, or all of them cut that we want to bale, which I could do it. I know I could do it. And spin around that morning, get the rake hooked up, put the 569 on the 82, and commence to rolling. The only downside is we lost Dale. Not literally, just figuratively, because he's busy for the next 4 days after tomorrow. So we'll have, hopefully, over 200 bales of fodder that we'll be hauling in, but it might be such a thing that Mom might get called to duty, because I know she can handle running tractors if we need her to. What I'd really prefer is, at the bare minimum, running 2 wagons, the trailer and my bale wagon, and then running one, like the deer steer, at bare minimum. Ideally, it would be like down at the valley this summer of 2 skid steers, 2 wagons, and then somebody could be loading, somebody could be unloading, and then try to alternate the wagons so there's a perpetual hay perpetually, or fodder perpetually moving out of the field. Even if I don't get it stacked where I want, ideally we just want to get it out off the field, because it's warmed up here in the last day and a half, and that's not even supposed to freeze tomorrow night. That they might not get our fertilizer spread before we go through and do tillage, and granted, it's not ideal for them, but they understand. But we're probably going to drop in and hit tillage really hard. So the next 5 to 7 days could be pretty hectic. I do want to find time to clean the combine off in that time frame while it's still somewhat nice out, because I've cleaned this off, or the combine off, in single digits before, and I 0 out of 10 would recommend that. But it's been a good fall, all things considered. I mean, the beans were average at best, but the corn, I think, made up for it. to a certain degree. My problem is looking at potential rotations for next year, and I'm probably gonna be putting in more beans than I really would care. But nothing's in concrete yet, but I just kind of feel like I'm almost obligated to do it. And that'll get my rotation set up that much better going for the following years yet. So, I don't know. It's all has yet to be seen. With this, what I got on the combine should be enough to at least top the carts off. And chances are, by the time you guys are watching this video, corn harvest is done. So I don't know if I'm even going to turn the camera on tomorrow, just because what do y'all want me to say? I mean, grateful the crops are standing as good as they are. Even the not so good looking stuff was still running 220. So I mean, how do you be upset that harvest got slowed down or didn't go as fast because you had more grain to haul out? It seems like something would be kind of silly to complain about, right? So definitely grateful we have the 9770. Definitely grateful we're pulling 30 feet worth of corn out, 30 feet worth of beans out. This machine it would keep up ahead of more trucks if I needed it to. I know it could. But I'm running at 1.8 miles an hour, which I know is just atrocious for pretty much everybody that's watching. But it's running closer to 300 than it is 200 at 15.1% moisture. I think I'm not hurting anything by taking my time, especially when I'll have to wait another 30 minutes for the truck to get back. So at least I haven't heard anything from Ryan, so that must mean he got unloaded. So I think we're doing all right. But with that, the end of the rows is like right here, and I got to make sure that I'm not dumping. There's the lights. Yeah, I got to make sure I'm not dumping corn out the side. Thanks for watching the rest of the story. I appreciate your guys' continued support. I'll post what I can when I can. And I imagine you guys are ready to get me out of the combine anyway. So until next time, take care, take it easy, keep in touch. I'll talk to you later.